Hello and welcome, my name is Parky and today we're playing some more of The Sims 4. You meet me back in Castle Lutenstein with Thorandrianian McMuffin. God, that is never going to get easier to say. However, last time what we did, we started working on the basement a little bit. We put down our lovely gym. Oh god, the stereo's broken, maybe we should repair that. Quickly, to the rescue. We're feeling inspired, how wonderful. We also started work on the bathroom, shower room type thing over here. You all seem to really like the idea of this, so I'm going to go along with it at the start of this episode. Then we're going to start moving on to this room. And there's been a few changes of plan with this room, but I think you're going to really like what I'm going to do with it. So let's just get on with this. So last time I started putting down all of these, I should just switch into build mode, put down all of these separate shower cubicles. God, I can't speak today. This was pretty much the best we could do. I couldn't find any other shower cubicles that looked more like a sort of general shower room. But I guess it's kind of fine, they all look quite individual, so that's good. And what we also need is a couple of benches to put down in the middle of the room, and also some lockers to put on the wall. Now I wasn't too sure whether there were actually lockers in this game, if I can spell it correctly, but apparently, if you look, they've actually got loads of them, which I did not even realise. So how good is that they managed to put that in the game? And I realised this the other day actually. They're really good. It seems like they've added so much to the game since the last one. It's very much appreciated. So we're going to have a wall of... Oh look, we can link them all up, it doesn't even matter. Okay, well let's do that then. I was just going to have maybe like a gap in between. But seeing as... Is this room a random length? I think this is supposed to be in the middle here, like that. Yeah, there we go. Much better. Very symmetrical. I like symmetry. It's good. Good stuff. Okay, so in here as well we want some benches, I guess. I don't know whether they're going to be in outside furniture. Don't really want outdoors. We kind of just wanted like a wooden... Oh, I was thinking we could maybe go for something really ornate and over the top. Could go for like some plush red leather like seats in here. Although water would kind of damage the leather slightly. But I think... I feel as though we need to sit in comfort in here. So maybe we will go for something like this. Go for nice... maybe white... it's a bit clinical. We should put a little bit of splash of colour in here. And I guess this room is going with the blue theme, so we could go for something like this. And if we can centre, I'm not sure whether these are centrable actually. Let's have a little look. Well, that's the centre. I guess we can move these lights around to centre them slightly better, because I don't really like how they're overlapping at the moment. So if we do this, and we can put down this other one, I'm going to have to move this light over. Put the other one there, that's in the centre. So now, if we move this down one, and also move this one across so it's actually in the centre of the room, move that there, and that is pretty good. I think that's okay. It's a very posh-looking public bathroom, isn't it? Blimey. Because, of course, you know, when we got all of our guests over, we're all going to shower in the same room. I don't even think that's a mechanic in the game. I'm pretty certain that when one sim... if you're not in control of them, or if it is your own character, tries to have a shower or go to the toilet in the same room as another sim that they're not actually married to or in a relationship with, that they'll force every other sim out of the room. So in practice this room might be a complete waste of time, but I think it looks pretty cool. So we're going to go with that. So my big idea for this room here, we're going to have to put lights down and everything, is to have a big bar room. I was inspired last episode by the really cool looking bar signs. And I know I said that this was going to be the big loot room of the house, where we're going to display all of our treasures that we come across in the world, all the minerals, all of the statues, and frankly just any other wealthy looking things that I can put in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to combine the two, because this is quite a big room when you look at it. There's plenty of space, we can have a bar and our loot on display. Now the main idea I had here was that when we bring people down here, which sounds really sort of sinister in a way, but when we ping all of our guests down here, we want a place for them to drink and also admire our loot. There's no point in having a massive loot collection if you can't show it off to people. So that's what we're going to go with. We're going to try and combine the two. I don't really know how I'm going to sort this room out, because it sounds like there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. But we've got two entrances, so I think it's probably easier if we just go straight into But we have 2 entrances, so I think it's probably just going to be easier just to go along with it, put down the wallpaper, put down some of these lamps. It'll give us a better idea of what space we have to deal with. So we're going to put a couple of lamps on either side of the doors, like we've done everywhere else. This is quite a big room, so again we're going to have to put down quite a few lights, I think. So maybe what we'll do then is we'll move this in 1. We might have to put something in the middle. But again, I might just wait. There's a lot of mights. I might just wait to see where I put down the bar, because we're going to put down a load of bar lights as well, like big neon signs and stuff. So we might not need that many oil lamps in here. But first things first... Oh god, I just put down a random lamp somewhere. There it is. But first things first. I have got back a bit more money since last episode. I've been grinding the job every day. We're getting about 10,000 from selling our published books now, if you can believe it, which is pretty damn crazy. So, first, let's get down our nice wallpaper. I think we're going to put the wall here as the wall where we're going to have the bar, and so we're going to have some nice brick down on here, because you know what I'm like? I like having the brick walls, like having different walls everywhere. So we're going to go for the red brick there, so that's going to be the bar wall. And then the other walls in here, we're going to go for maybe, because we've used a lot of stone down here, I feel as though maybe we should have some wallpaper. But then wallpaper doesn't really suit the sort of dungeon theme. So perhaps what I'll do then, if we just try out this instead on the other walls, because there's still a difference in colour on that other wall there, with the red brick on it. So it might look okay, but for now I'm just going to go with this. It's going to look a bit weird, but bear with me. Okay, so in here we're definitely going to want some wood. I know that we sort of stuck with tiles, these sort of like brick sort of broken pieces and other stuff down here because it is underground, but I feel as though the bar and loot cave should have a nice wooden flooring, because nothing speaks about wealth than having an expensive wood floor. So that's what we're going to go with, and possibly this one. I think this one looks pretty good. And that's very expensive, 2,400. But this is what it's all about. We want to show off our wealth. So here we go. I'm also thinking that I'd really like some pillars in here. I don't know if any of these outdoor ones are suitable, but let's see if we've actually got some, like, pillars. Pillar lamp? Pillar lamp? It seems like there's wedding pillars. That's not really what I was going for. I want sort of internal structural pillars. I guess what we could do is we could construct some pillars with just normal wall, and I think this would look really cool. But first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to put down our bar. So let's have a little look for our bar. There's lots of different bars that you can choose from. Some are bigger than others, I believe. Flaming Tiki Bar. Oh wow, look at that. That is epic. We could have a couple of bars in here. You know, maybe if we're feeling like a tiki night one night, we could put this one down over here. And if we're feeling like, you know, a normal bar experience, we could have another one over here. Oh, this sounds cool. To be honest, I could just make this whole room into a big bar. And I feel like that might be a thing to do. But we're going to go for one of these, because I think this looks nice. We're going to have it in a nice brighter colour, I think. Again, I can't really see what we're doing here, because it's quite dark. If you bear with me, I'll put down some more lights. But I think a nice white surface like this would be good. So, if we put this down over... Let's think about this. If we are going to have 2 bars, maybe we want to change this up slightly. As much as I like the tiki bar, I feel like we shouldn't go for it. I had a bit of a vision as to what we were going with, so let's just stick with it. There's no point changing my views. So, we're going to go for this, right in the centre of the room like that. We're then going to put down our nice pillars in the room. And these are just going to be made using a square, a bit like this. This might look a bit shit, but we're going to go with it for now, because I'm not sure how it's going to look. Okay, so we've got one there, and we probably want another one over here, a bit like this. Didn't mean to put the cross in the middle, but I guess we could do. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so there we go. Oh god. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pick up the colour from the wall out here, because we want the nice corner bits on this. So we're going to go boom, boom, boom. Like this. Perfect. We're also going to do inside just because I have OCD, and I feel that if we're going to have the walls down a lot, at least we can make it look a bit darker. And then on these, we're going to have more of these lamps. Probably one on each side. Okay, so this is what we've got so far, and I think this is starting to look good. Thankfully, maybe these are a bit thick. I'd have preferred if they were in the game and they had like a slightly thinner version. But to be honest, thick dungeon sort of pillars, it fits the theme. And we're going to put lots of tables around this. And again, I'm sort of feeling now as if we should just make this into a bar. Okay, so let's get some tables down. Now we've got some accent tables here, we've also got coffee tables and dining tables. I think dining tables are the ones that we need. Particularly, I feel as though I need to go for some that look the part for a pub. So we can go for some like this, and I like these, I think these look really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to have, bearing in mind that we need to fit tables and chairs in everywhere, we're going to have a big table over here. We're also going to have a big table along this back wall, a bit like this in the centre. We're then going to start putting down some smaller tables that we can fit around the place. These ones are very good, they match the others. So we're going to put down one of these over, perhaps, because bars are quite tight. They are quite tight places. So maybe what we can do is we can put down another one here, a smaller one. We can put down another one, perhaps in the middle of the room, like this. Again, leaving space for the chairs, and then another one over here like that. And I think that's probably enough for now, because we've got to put down a load of chairs. So let's get some cool bar stools, because we need some stools for the bar as well, of course. So we're going to go for some of these. And these look pretty fancy. I don't like the bar stools with the backs, like the classic ones don't have that. So we're going to go with something like this. We're going to go for the Royal Red, yet again, because the Royal Red is a classic of the house. I'm going to put down 3 there. You wouldn't really want to sit in front of this. I guess we could put it there anyway. Who wants to sit in front of the porous? That's ridiculous. A bit awkward when you make eye contact with the barmaid or the barman. Not a good thing. Okay, so let's get some dining chairs now. Of course, these are dining tables, so we are going to have to pretend slightly, but that's cool. We can go for something like these. These look quite ornate, which is pretty nice, actually. We could also go for something like this. The ones that match the table, I believe, are these ones, but I feel like we need something a bit more ornate, as I said. And we've got loads of money to play with, so why not go a little bit more upmarket? And we can go for these, because these look good, so we can go boom, 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 boom. And these are going to be a bit bigger. There's going to be a lot of chairs in this, and this is probably going to be surprising how expensive it is, but that's good. And then we can start worrying about the decorations on the tables, which is really exciting to me, because I love all the little bits and pieces that you make a room look more like a proper room with. Damn, I should really focus on my chair placement, shouldn't I? Okay, so we've got that. That looks pretty good. The reason I'm leaving this space over here is because we might want to put some other entertainment pieces into here. Cool. Right. Okay, so looking into the game, I know that there's a few signs around about the place, neon signs that we can put up in here. A few of these do look really cool. I haven't managed to find the one that I found last episode, the crazy, like, big one. But what we're going to do is, we're going to put some signs up around the place. I don't know how big these are, these look quite small. But what we can do is, we can put down one of these, maybe above this door. Because then people will know that this is definitely the bar. And we're going to put down another one. Oh, that's a shame, it's a bit big. We can put this one here. Yeah, okay, that'd be good. So that's displaying on the outside of the building. For the inside, I want some bigger decorations, frankly. I don't want any of these small ones. I guess we could put this one up here, just in the corner, for a bit of a laugh. But one thing that we definitely need is a jukebox. Now, do they even have any of these? Maybe if we look in music. Let's have a little look. Music. They've got a gramophone, which is pretty good. We could go for something... Oh, here we go. Jumping Joe's Jukebox. I wonder why that didn't come up before. It's very questionable. I think I'm going to go for this nice red one, because that looks cool. We've got to have a jukebox in the corner. Maybe something sticks out a bit too much. Maybe like this. That'd be good. Okay, so we've got a jukebox. We also maybe want something for live performances. A wall speaker. Oh yeah, look at this. This is the sort of stuff we want, and I think I'm going to have to move this neon sign, just temporarily. And we're going to put this one down over here. We've got to have nice blaring music everywhere. Going to have this on all 4 walls like this. Perfect. So we've got some nice bar music playing out. And we also want, maybe, I guess that can play out from the jukebox, that's not really an issue. Might want a karaoke night at some point, so we can put down a little karaoke stand, maybe next to the jukebox, just to, you know, people can grab it and move it out whenever they want. So there we go, perfect. So in case people get a bit rowdy and want to, you know, show off their talents, as it were. Talents of making a fool of themselves. £15,000 violin. Blimey, we could go for something like that, but I think this is pretty much good for the music front. In terms of everything else, we want some miscellaneous decorations, so let's see if we can find that. Ah, look at this, I found the massive wall signs. I don't think these are even going to fit, to be honest. Some of them might, actually. Let's have a little look. Oh my god, this one definitely isn't going to fit. Blimey. Now, there is that mod thing, or something that you said that I could install, that would allow me to resize things, but I think that seems a bit cheaty. So frankly, I don't really want to do that. But I think what we might do is we might put a wall sign down. We could put it down here. We're starting to put too much in this corner though, so I feel as though maybe we should put it on a wall over here somewhere. Maybe we could put it... Is there space on this wall? There is indeed. We'll put it down here. There's a sort of a little divider. And I guess as that's now providing a load of light, we can get rid of that wall light there. Yeah, perfect. Doesn't need to be that cluttered. So, what else do we need in here? There's a few other signs. Oh wow, God, look at this. Oh, we could put it on the wall, though. That might be a bit ridiculous. I'm feeling it, though. I feel like we need a big feature wall. Oh, it's not that bright over here, actually, is it? This neon light isn't doing its job very well. Well, I guess what we could do is we could place down just a centralised light in the middle here. Although that does look a bit weird. You know what, we don't need a light here. It can be dark. We don't need, you know, no bars are particularly like completely brightly lit, so it doesn't matter that much. So let's get some of our misc decorations. What have we got here? A VIP bucket. Nice, you're getting the red. Oh yeah, perfect. Oh yeah, one thing that I did in between episodes was I went on a date. I actually went on a date, if we quickly look into here. I'm going to start doing some more life stuff soon, so don't worry if you're a fan of the non-building side of things. I just wanted a little bit of a break. And wow, look at these lights. They look really cool. Okay, so yeah, if you have a little look in this menu here, we've been on a date with Cassandra, and I managed to do the date to a gold standard. That's the highest standard date that you can possibly do. Now, as we all know, Thorandrianian is a ladies' man. Not that he's had any ladies, and it's quite awkward because we did end up woohooing in bed. We had a little cuddle without any clothes on. It was, you know, completely innocent. But Thorandrianian apparently lost his virginity, which I find hard to believe considering he is a first-class world hero from the plane of existence that he came from. So yeah, that's the thing. And I think one thing I want to do is I want to start making this a bit more of a classic pub as well, by placing down some more like carpets and things like this. Because frankly, all old pubs, they have these sort of like big feature walls with like a bookcase on and things like that. So that's what I've got that for. Everything else, we don't have any windows down here, we don't really need a mirror, so we can ignore all of that stuff. And wow, this is starting to really come together, so I really like this. Okay, so let's start getting some misc decorations. Now this is going to include everything in the entire game, so obviously we don't want all of this, but we definitely want some candles. We want candles everywhere, because I imagine that there's candles on all of these tables. So we're going to dot them randomly, so they're not all the same. So we can put down one in that corner there, and on these big tables maybe we want a couple of these candles, maybe a bit like this if we can skew with this one. There we go, perfect. And again, maybe on this one we'll just have one set of candles. Perfect. It's weird, it's like mixing super modern with super old, and it looks quite nice in my opinion. So we're going to go with that. In terms of everything else, what else have we got here? We've got some globes. We could put a little globe down, maybe. Well, we've got the nice champagne rack. We could go for something like this, some coffee pots over here, just to make the wall look a bit, the bar look a bit more interesting. And then everything else, I don't know what else we'd really want here. A bottle holder? Put down a bottle holder, that might look quite cool on one of these tables. Okay, we'll go for that. Oh, look at this, a beer keg. Oh, nice. Princess Cordelia. Is this like a running thing? Is there like an underlying storyline of Princess Cordelia? Mixologist branch, so we can become a barman and unlock a lot of these cool stuff. So maybe we could go for that. A tea set. Go for a nice tea set on one of these tables. Maybe remove this here and put down the tea set instead. That seems pretty cool. And frankly, I want a few more rugs, so let's get some rugs down. They've got some nice rugs in here. I think we're going to put down a smaller one. Maybe put down one over Some people don't like my skew-if rug placement, but frankly I think it looks really nice. But we're going to put down one of these under maybe this table like this. We also want, maybe one of these would look nice. A bit different. Put this under the bar. Yeah, why not? That looks interesting. And maybe some of these as well. Nature specialists. Oh, look, a big one for the entrance. Yes, perfect. This is exactly what I'm looking for. So I'm going to put down one of these over here like that. And I think, frankly, I don't want to put down too much more in terms of floor decorations, because it starts looking a bit cluttered. And we can have a place for people to hang their coats, so we can put this down over here, like this. Maybe one higher. I don't know how tall Sims are. It's a bit weird trying to figure out the placement of these things. We do with a few more pictures. And look, we've got one of these as well. We could get one of these signs up, maybe on the outside, to tell people what's going on in the bar tonight. That seems like a good idea. What else have they got here? They've got some really interesting stuff. A coat of arms! Yes, definitely. An open book framed. They've got some cool stuff here, actually, I've never seen before. Wish in a dish. Apple of your eye. This looks like something we could put up. A little decoration over here. Yeah, something like that. And what else have we got? A copper cow mould. How perfect. A pink pig copper mould. I think we've got to put that above the bar. So we're going to put that down there. And again, I don't want to overclutter things, so maybe we'll just put down one more item and then call it a day for this room, because I think we've done a pretty fantastic job in here. What else have we got? It's got some cork board. Seems like something you'd find in a bar room. A large cork board. Chalkboard menu. Yes, definitely. This is something you'd find in a bar. And I think actually what we're going to do is we're going to move this. We're going to change the position of that. We're going to have the chalkboard behind the bar like that. And then we're going to put down this little fixture there like that. And I think, frankly, this is a very nice room. I very much like what we've done with the place. We have sort of switched the idea of what we're going to do with this room quite a few times, but fear not, because I am going to move on to do the dungeon and loot cave again. I just really like the idea of this, and it was such a big room, so I thought I'd go with it. If you like the room, please leave a comment, tell me what you think of it. I'm really interested to see what you think. If there's anything you want me to change, leave a comment, but I think it's really cool. I'd love to come down here. This is a place to show off, for sure. If you enjoyed the episode, please feel free to leave a rating. And also, just as a quick announcement, I have a Facebook page where I post loads of behind-the-scenes stuff on my channel, loads of interesting stuff that you might be interested in. Lots of interest going on. I'll leave a link of that in the description, so click through and find out what I'm doing behind the scenes. Thank you for watching. Goodbye, awkward, goodbye. Awkward.